Hi guys and welcome to my gaming test of the Dell Inspiron 7559. What I will do in this video is show you a few games and you can see them. Unless you want to hear my comments, you can just disable them or just mute me. Otherwise I will talk about what I experienced so far by using this device for the last few days for gaming with the power unit on or with the battery. So the games will be Project Cars, F1 2015, Call of Duty, Battlefield 4, The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4. So let's just start them and check what we've got here. The first app or first game that I have tried is here Project Cars. It is all on medium settings unless I say something different, because this was what I noticed to be the best sweet spot in terms of performance. Otherwise it was maybe always playable with the highest frame rates. But in overall I was quite surprised how well it did perform. But this is all on the power unit. And believe me, once you see that I will activate it on battery, you will notice a really obvious drop in performance. But not just that, also something else, but you will also notice this throughout the video itself. So as you can see now, I have disabled the power unit and now we are on battery. We lost like half of the performance, if not more in some cases. And what we will see later is the odd behavior that I had of this elastic band feeling, where the performance just goes upwards and downwards all the time. Not quite sure. I did use the battery boost from Nvidia's graphics to go down, but it didn't really help, because I maxed it out at 45 on battery, but most of the times you won't even get that. So now we are at F1 2015. As you can see, we get around 50 frames per second on medium settings here as well. It worked out quite nice. If you go high, you will lose quite a lot. So I noticed every time I tried ultra or high, it was just not playable on the highest frame rates. I'm rather sacrificing a few details than playing with less than 40 or 50 frames. And about 50 frames is what you can always expect on the power unit. But once again here as well, you will notice this. Once I take off the power unit, the performance will drastically reduce. And we can see this. It is playable totally. But now now it's on battery, and as you can see, we lost a lot of frames again, and this is not playable anymore. So if you plan on gaming on this laptop, on the battery, on the go, I would say either don't use 1080p or you have to drastically reduce the details. Now here we are in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and as you can see, always already about 50 frames, 40-50 frames is where it's usually at. Performance is totally playable. Of course, it's not a high-end gaming PC or laptop, and that's why you won't get the highest frame rates. Because I will do the same video also for the Alienware 15, and here I can already give you a small little teaser that this one with the power unit can handle all games maxed out pretty much with no problems. Not every game, but pretty much all the games. But as you can see, with a lot more action on the screen, it drops to slightly higher 30 frame rates, but it's still okay. And I don't think I will take off the battery here, the power unit. I think so, we will see, because no, I don't think so. But in the next game we will notice once again. So the next game here will be Battlefield 4. This is on, I think it was on medium. No, it was on the ultra settings. So as you can see, not that well playable. I was at around 30 frames per second. But I will now switch to medium, and you will immediately notice now it's absolutely amazingly playable. 60 frames per second, no issues here at all. Absolutely fine. Super smooth. Absolutely nice. No problems here at all. And for just one thing to see, if I go on high settings, which I will do now, you will see we are at around 50 frames now, which is still absolutely fine. Not really any issues. A good performance. You could play it on high, but also on medium it already looks quite good. So for shooters, I would say use medium settings, no problems here at all. But the next game we will see is The Witcher, and this is on medium settings, because I wouldn't use it a lot more, because I tried ultra and then you drop to maybe like 15 to 20 frames at best. So use it at medium. High wasn't really any better, but it didn't make too much of a difference, and you can see it is playable. no problems at all. Of course, you can always reduce certain settings, because I always used the stock settings and just changed the presets. I didn't really tinker with the settings, because then we would have too much variety to be able to tell the difference. But what you will see now, I will take off the power unit again, and here you will see the elastic band issue that I talked about. As you can see here, it is playable and then it gets completely down. It is playable and then it gets completely down. And this is pretty much what happens on all the games. And I'm not quite sure why. I tried the battery boost and I tried a lot of things, but I couldn't get rid of that. So it was really not that great to see. So using this device on battery is definitely not recommended. So to end this video with Fallout 4, you can see this is also in medium settings, because everything higher wasn't really playable. I think for a game like this, if you don't use the shooting settings so much, medium should work out. Of course, you can always tinker with the settings, but with high or ultra, I noticed that it's just not playable. Frame rates at 20, 25 just isn't anymore good. So here it's okay. So I will give you a few more impressions, just leave the video on for a few more seconds. And to sum it up, so the gaming performance on this laptop overall is absolutely nice for a budget laptop, I think so, because I didn't really review any gaming laptops, so I can't really say so much, but just in comparison with the Alienware 15, I noticed quite some differences, because where I could play pretty much everything on spec'd out settings with the Alienware 15, this is just not possible here, because we are using the GTX 960 and not the 980, so there's the difference. Otherwise, the CPU is the same, 16 GB RAM, have both. So on battery, I would say you can pretty much play all, this is just generally said, all the games in 1080p with medium settings. On some games, you can get a little bit higher. Of course, you always sacrifice a few frames here and there, but it's absolutely fine in most cases, I would say. But if you want to play on the go with the battery, then I'm not quite so sure. You will drastically have to reduce the settings to get that out of the way, because I am not quite sure what's with the elastic band issue. It will just in a few seconds be the screen on again, because that was a loading time. Don't worry, the video is not yet over, and you can always see the frame rates in the corner. So as you can see here, now I will take off, and as you can see, I took off the PSU once again, and we have this odd elastic band, which is the main issue for me on this device on battery. I personally wouldn't really use it anyway for gaming, because why would I sacrifice, at least if I don't have to, the performance? If I am at home, I can play without any issues. And yes, that's my head. I just wanted to see something. No, why would I sacrifice so much performance? Because if I want to play, I'm at home anyways, and then I would use the max settings anyway, the more I can with the PSU. And if you really have to play on the go, yeah, you just have to live with the sacrifice. If you know a reason for this elastic band effect, or maybe a solution, please let me know in the comments, because like I said, I didn't have this issue on the Alienware, and I didn't review many other reviews. So that's it for my gaming review. Please leave me any comments, any likes, subscribes, whatever you want to. I hope that was okay. Otherwise, leave me some comments. Okay, until next time, bye.